Hey everybody, my name is Greg Schiegel and I'm about to show you a bit of a making of video for my next or latest, depending on when you see this, the Superhero Universe book. This is a panel from one of the chapters, one of the comic sections where Quickfast, who I'm penciling right now, is chasing down Coldfront. Watermain is alongside with her. So what you're looking at here, the light image is the rough draft of the panel, the blocking out of where the characters go, and I didn't record that, sorry, but this part is the pencils. So this is me not figuring out, but getting the proportions right, getting the actual drawing in, so you can see decisions are being made in the moment. In the sketch, she had her hands in fists, and now I'm drawing them as outstretched running hands. For some reason, sometimes the outstretched hands look faster. I am working digitally, so that's how you can see things sort of get deleted very quickly the way they are. In this case, I wasn't happy with the way I drew the legs. Earlier, you saw me draw a head and move it off of its neck. I'm happier with this new head I've drawn. So this scene, without spoiling too much, is Quickfast and Watermain have teamed up and they are taking on Coldfront. And in this sequence, they are racing to catch Coldfront, who is running over ice floes in the water. Quickfast is running on the water, and Watermain is swimming below the water. I was really happy with this composition, with the waterline sort of bisecting the panel. And this is Watermain. He is a aquatic lion character, racing through the ocean, the water underneath. It's fun to draw. That mane really gets nice and flowy. Interesting thing about these characters, every now and again I forget their tails, which gotta be careful with that. So Superhero Universe, for anybody who's unfamiliar, is a series of books I am doing featuring animal superheroes, and the books are hybrid graphic novel chapter books. So each book in the series so far is 80 pages, and those pages are filled with a combination of text, illustrated text, and comics sequences. So when the action gets going, the book turns into comics and graphic novel format. And this is a panel from one of those segments where, as you can see, there's a lot of action going on, and it's more fun to draw this scene than to describe in text that Quickfast ran over the water while Waterman swam below the water, blah blah blah. The picture, as they say, is worth 1,000 words in this instance, and it just looks cooler. I mean, look at that. That's cool. So once it is penciled, I get rid of the layout image below. I knock the pencil image back a good bit so I can see over it, and I start inking. And the inking happens pretty quickly. Once I know where everything goes, it's just a matter of making sure the lines land the way I want them to. And in that case, it means redrawing Coldfront's foot a bunch of times, and redrawing lines over and over again that, in hindsight, maybe I didn't need to redraw them that many times. But now you can't really see what Coldfront is or who it is. Coldfront is a lamb with cold ice weather powers. She is part of a group called the Barnstormers, who are farm animals with weather powers. Each farm animal has a different weather power, and they all appear in this book, which is a work in progress. It should be out middle to late March 2022, depending on when you're watching this. All the superhero books are available at Amazon.com. If you search a Superhero Universe, you cannot miss them. And there's also a coloring book. It features every Superhero Universe character in one big chunk. So I drew the QF logo on her chest, and then I decided I didn't like the way the Q looked. So now I'm using a circle template, or an ellipse template rather, to make it more refined. And if I'm being honest, didn't need to go through all this effort. I could have finished this drawing faster if I didn't do this redraw of the QF logo. which may or may not surprise you to know took a long while to figure out what logo was going to go on her costume. When you work digitally, I try not to zoom in too much, but when the figure is as small as this Watermain figure, I do get in there, and I reduce the size of the brush, the digital brush I'm using. And I don't get too detailed, because again, I know this is going to be pretty small in the final book. But I still want to make sure the lines don't get too thick and unruly as I'm drawing. But this is pretty much the panel. This is what it looks like. If you want to see the full story, the full action, keep an eye out. I will put a link in the show notes below once there is a link. Right now, it'll be a link to just the book series in general. I'll use another template to make sure my shock lines are all going to the right point and straight. And there you go, a little making of behind the scenes for Superhero Universe. There's what you need to know. Thanks for watching.